So, why don't we kick off the conversation here? I want to kick it off with you, Ryan. You guys have done 3 incredibly powerful projects together. And you think about, the partnership between how many movies like Leo and Martin Scorsese have done together. And here, 2 strong brothers done 3 incredibly powerful movies together. Can you share a little bit about that process that the 2 of you as artists and friends go through when you're making movies, like whether it's an independent feature like Fruitvale or whether they're making a huge blockbuster like Black Panther, and how that kind of partnership and creativeness kind of flows with the 2 of you guys?
I mean, filmmaking is tricky, right? You're always fighting against time and money. You know, like that's kind of what you go up against. That's kind of how I looked at it, right? Like, a lot of folks in film school would say, "Oh man, we competing with each other," and you're not really competing with other people, because if you're making a movie that's true to yourself, can't somebody else really make a movie like you're gonna make? But what you are always competing with is time and money. Like every day it's cracking. Like you get on set and they like, yo, so each time we work together, it's been different, because the nature of the projects were different. Like with Fruitvale, we shot it in 20 days, man. It was like a whirlwind kind of a thing. And we were first starting to work together, so we were like, I remember the first day, how nervous we both were, you know what I'm saying? And we were working with Mel that day.
Yep, we was in
and Mel, and like Mel was just like ice cold, just killing every take. She was good, you know what I'm saying? And me and Mike was freaking out.
Looking at each other.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll never forget, bro. I went in and Mel was like, "Oh, I'm ready, I'm good." You know what I'm saying? And Mike was like, "Yo, how the takes looking, how they working, man? It's good." I'm like, "Man, I don't know, bro." You know what I'm saying?
Shot that on film too. So
you shot on film. It wasn't no monitors, and at the time, it was the biggest set I'd ever been on in my life. And I'm shooting on my block, like down the street from my grandma's house.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, like I'm on my way to work, the AD driving me, he's like, "Hey, we gonna go to base camp first." I'm like, "What's base camp?" You know what I'm saying? And then he like, "Well, that's where we gonna park the cars." So he parked the cars, and we get in another car. And I'm like, "Man, why are we getting in this car, bro? I'm down the street, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this neighborhood like the back of my hand, bro. Like, stop putting me in these cars, you feel me? And then, now, it's a whole other level, man. And that movie was basically, it was him, it was Mel, it was Octavia,
Rachel.
A bunch of my little brother, a bunch of my homies, you know what I'm saying? That's what the movie was, right? And it with Creed, you fighting and getting punched in the face and the whole hype, and it's Stallone's there, so it's a little more. And then with this film, it was an ensemble.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. It was, you got
less time.
Yeah, you got you got Chad, you got Lupita, you got Forrest. So I wasn't seeing Mike as much. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it was still good. We could kind of look to each other. You good? You go good? All right, boom, boom, boom.
Shorthand.
Yeah, you got a shorthand there.
But that's it though. It's the shorthand. It's that comfortability. It's that trust. If you got a director, you know what I'm saying, especially like Coog, where you feel like, it's that trust element.
Right.
You tell me to run through that wall. I'm like, "You sure?" He's like, "Nah, I ain't gonna hurt." I said, "You sure? That's a brick wall. You gonna run through that?"
You like?
He said, I got you. Like he never gonna have me looking goofy or have me out there looking crazy or anything like that. So that's something that I could always rely on, and allows me to do my job, you know what I'm saying, the best of my ability, because I could just take chances and risks and know that he always got my back. So that's something that goes a real long way.
All right, you've been working in our industry for a long time. You were on some incredible shows. Anybody remember The Wire? Yeah. Friday Night Lights? Yeah. But there was a long road even before then. Can you share with this audience a little bit about your journey, how you made that move and decided to actually pursue this, and all the sacrifices and time you spent before you had your overnight success?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. I guess Ryan, that's why me and him are probably so tight, because we got very similar backgrounds as far as our family and stuff like that. Parents, scratched up some money, went to a private school, and kept me out the streets as much as possible. But you living in New York, you can't really, avoid your environment. But for so long, you always kind of had a household that really encouraged, learning, being self-aware, what I mean, and focusing and being serious about something.
Yeah.
So that was something my dad always kind of really told me. He's like, you got to be serious about something. Playing sports, I hooped and stuff growing up. My dad didn't do me any favors by naming me Michael Jordan, so that was tough as a kid growing up. I wanted to change my name so many times. It's crazy.
Right.
My mom has lupus. I'm sure if a lot of people know she has lupus or whatever. So the whole acting thing kind of kicked off when she was going to a doctor's appointment, And I was in the waiting room, and the receptionist just so happened to have like two sons that was in the industry, and she was like, "Yo, you should get you should take your son to audition or something like that." And the first audition that I went out for, I ended up booking. And from that point, it was just like small success to small success, not really knowing exactly what I wanted to do. At that time, when you're that young, you don't really have an ego. So I'm getting out of school early, I'm going to New York, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the little things I really kind of paid attention to. And then I was on a soap opera for 4 years, that was kind of where I kind of learned the craft a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because up until that point, I'm just imitating life, things that I've seen around me. So then, just kind of
every day,
learned. Never took any acting classes, never did anything like that. The traditional route, it was always kind of like learning as you went.
Okay.
And kind of feeling like, the feeling of, when they gonna find out I'm not really an actor, you know what I'm saying? when they gonna find out that I'm just like this kid from Newark, just pretending really well. So.
Man, if these two dudes was black, they would have said, man, it'd have been FTN. You feel me? Like, man, you know what I mean?
We so connected in the brain. Dealing with the movement.
I'd love for you to share a little bit about your family background. What inspired you to get into filmmaking? And then just tell a little bit about your journey to get you entering into our industry.
Yeah, I grew up in the Bay Area, East Bay Area. I was born in Oakland, and then I moved to Richmond. I had good parents. They was young. They got married young, had me young. The school system where we was from was a little rough at the time, so they would kind of scratch their money together and put me and my two little brothers in private school. Education was important to him, and my pops, he didn't want me outside doing other things that cats was doing outside. You know what I'm saying? So he got me into football and hoop and everything else. So I came up being an athlete. But I was good enough to get a scholarship, but wasn't good enough to play professionally. So I was looking to do other things. Went to a little college called St. Mary's College. They made you take like a creative writing class. So I took one of those. My freshman year, I wrote about this situation that happened with me and my pops when he almost lost his life. That had some intense stuff in there. I probably shouldn't have wrote about it in hindsight. But I'm in the dorm room chilling with my buddies. And I got a call on the dorm phone, and she was like, "Hey, I just read your paper. I need you to come to my office right now." So I thought I was in trouble. I was expecting to see like the police there or somebody from the school board. Like, you shouldn't be writing about this kind of stuff, young man. And but it was just my teacher there, and she was like, "Man, what you want to do with your life?" And I told her, wasn't really sure. And she was like, I think you should write movies. I never thought about doing that for myself. Look back and realize I always loved watching movies, love reading, love writing, and from there, it kind of woke something in me.
Yeah.
For the first time, I found something that I loved as much as, maybe even more than football.